there what you're drinking. 2 shots, let's pour it out. I know what you're thinking, but tomorrow won't come for us. This life that we're living, ain't never gonna give it up. Double shot for the gifted, and one more for us. There you go, drink it up. All this love in a cup. Yeah, we go slow, we go fast. Yeah, we can't get enough. We stay all day, all night, living in paradise. Remember, you don't get it twice. The time of your life. This is the time of your life. Remember, you don't get it twice. The time of your life. Don't look at the past, no, we're not going that way. Oh, now make it last, make it last to the break of day. No matter what people say, live life in a fast lane. Double shot for the gifted, triple shot for the pain. There you go, drink it up, all this love in a cup. Yeah, we go slow, we go fast.
Yeah, thanks so much, Ertuğrul Galeli. See you next time in the pitch. Thank you so much.
If you're in the Philippines, come out, come support the league, support your local players, come support the foreigners.
Thank you for support Manila Tigers, and next time ulit, kung merong oras, punta kayo sa stadium. Thank you.
Thank you sa mga Mindiola, yung mga nanonood dyan, mga supporters, sa mga nanonood din sa YouTube.
Yeah, let them keep coming and supporting. We will make them proud.
Oh, thanks everyone and Wanta Geek fans and other things for coming and watching.
Sa lahat ng Kaya football fans, sana tuloy pa rin kayong sumuporta sa amin. Hindi lang sa Kaya fans, sana sa Philippine Football League dito, sana supportahan niyo po.
Tara, CEBU! It's amazing here. We have to keep coming, keep supporting every club, every supporter. We have to go together.
To all my Mahalika family, yeah, thank you for the continuous support, everyone.
To the fans, I think this result is just for them. I think they are coming up to support us. I think we are giving all the best that we can so that they can come a little bit more.
Thank you all for coming. Hope to see you next game. Thank you.
We cannot go without the fans. We will always be there for them, to make them happy, to score, to win game week in, week out, so that they will be happy watching us and coming to the stadium. We want them to come out and support.
Hello, thank you for supporting Mindiola. Sana hindi kayo magsawang magsuporta sa amin. We train hard to get the last games.
All I can say to thank them for the support, the courage that they have been giving us, because they really believe in us, and we also have everything possible to give it back to them for what they deserve, and that is what we are trying to do. We always keep on fighting for them and give them the glory that they always want us to give them.
The weather has started to clear again as we bring you another Sunday special. This is Kaya FC Iloilo taking on the Gentle Giants, CEBU FC. There's still a lot to unpack in the next few games, pero round 1 pa lang tayo.
Ambre, Yamazaki, and Menzi. Muens is the holding mid with Ot Esa in the midfield, and Abu C and Pinto up on top.
To represent the country at that high a stake is a really critical thing. Well, we have kicked off now. Kaya FC in the yellow shirts playing from left to right, going up against CEBU in the red. Numbers. Rico Andes has already scored 5 this season in all competition. Good delivery, header, but no follow through, and trying to get to that middle of the box. There it goes, and straight into the hands of Jaridi. Over the ball, he takes it, tries to chip it over, but it goes through everybody and straight into the hands of Alfredo Cortez.
Of that advantage possession-wise. So far, no solid attempt.
Ooh. Clear the shoulder, let's have a look.
Eliza able to find Bedic. A bit of a shove there from Kamis.
It's the 5-man wall. Melisa takes it. It was on target and it's right in.
World class from Jan Melisa. Fantastic set piece delivery, a rocket of a shot, curls perfectly. Nothing Jaridi could do about that.
Well, you said it yourself. Cebu shouldn't be giving Kaya these kinds of opportunity because we have someone like Jan Melisa with that cannonball of a leg and that accuracy too. He made that ball dip just right. Couldn't find a way around, but they go with that pass instead. And the ball just goes to Cebu with a clearance. Bosame, poor touch. Kaya could still be here. Eliza, lay off to Audi, and pass, and it's right in there. My God, doubles the advantage, and we are insured for now.
And just like that, Mike Ott getting that insurance goal early still in this game. KFC Iloilo taking advantage of a miscontrol, a throw-in their favor. They take it quickly. Mike Ott racking up a chance, allowing KFC to keep possession, still sticking to their game plan.
John Mike Basinek has to take control, and he has a card in his hands. A little bit overzealous there, using his momentum to shove Jan Melisa out of the way, and looks like a card has been issued, I think, to Audi Menzi too. On your screens, Cebu trying to catch up. Hopefully, it's na pwede pang laruin ni Coach Glenn, but hopefully, it could inject something new. And with that delivery, could something happen? Another heart attack. Kaya will have to give it another try here. Good pass down that right flank. Just a good cross to Ray, and heads away by the defender. Another shot! Resharpen the tool if they want to keep using it. And in comes the delivery now. Someone a shot! No! Cebu just throwing everything they have. Liao with a header! And no, that would have been offside either way. No, looks like it just goes the other way. Of course, even if that is the case right now, you only need one golden opportunity to pull it back. But so far, Kaya could be with an opportunity of their own! And listen to that crowd! Looks like they have put this game to bed.
And Zambrano is putting that final nail in the coffin. It was against the flow of play. It was Cebu that was constantly on the attack. But Kaya FC Iloilo, Zambrano that they signed from Maharlika, introduced late in this matchup. Cheeky movements there from Paulos, Cebu, but they've also maintained their composure defensively, making sure that they get the clean sheet. So confident work all around, and they're riding on that good momentum that they've had in the PFL.
So ang inisip lang namin is how to yung preparation namin this whole week. So tapos through to the AFC Champions League nga, kailangan namin bumawi. Kaya inisip namin yung game na to as a motivation for the upcoming ACL games.
From this point moving forward, because right now on the screen we see here the formation 4-4-1-1. This particular team has all
bounced back against the team that is level on points in the standings with them. Take a look at the starting lineups for KFC Iloilo there.
Now that will be quite interesting because Kaya.
And we have kickoff, ladies and gentlemen. Kaya FC Iloilo playing from left to right, wearing all black. Clicks. Winner here could get 3 points and get closer to 1 Taguig with a 5-point advantage at the top and plenty of games at hand. Counter-attack time for Dynamic Herb Cebu FC. Onto the left side they go for Asano. Asano with a shot, curling in! Opener for the Gentle Giants! and they have a lead over the league champions, Glenn.
And that shot itself, they just
pass for the goalkeeper, putting himself under pressure. It's the opener. Halike, will he take it? What a goal! Halike! And it's a goal. Bottom left corner. Opportunity for Philippine Army, and it is an equalizer. Fantastic goal. It's free on the right side, looking for the cross. Beto. And it's a goal for Want the Gig. Yoka takes it straight to the goal. First blood drawn. Could easily be pulled back, but here's Aristorenas, no offside. Aristorenas makes it two.
Mirbach needs that one from Malunsoko. Shoots, and they double the lead.
Yamaguchi! What a hit!
And there's an attacking chance, and the Aguilas slip it in.
It is the penultimate showdown of the season. And while both of these teams felt and easily could have been in a title race had things gone their way, it is still going to be an incredible fight nonetheless for the Visayas Derby of the Philippine Football League. Third place taking on fourth place today. It's Dynamic Herb Cebu against Kaya FC Iloilo in both of these teams' campaign concluding match. The two sides aren't actually playing for a tangible prize at the end of the day, but with pride and bragging rights on the line, along with the ability to end the year on a high note, expect a real contest coming up in just a few moments. Specific kickoff will be at 6:15. Here's another look at the league standings. Third taking on fourth. Fifth and sixth already sealed and finished after earlier's result 2-2 between Aguilas and Stallion. Kaya have a hold at third place. Cebu would need an incredible victory to steal third place away from them. It will have to be a victory by a lot of goals, and it is virtually 99% impossible. And of course, we have our top two jostling it out later on. But back on this fixture, it already happened twice this season. The most previous and most recent meeting was, of course, away at Cebu. Cebu hosting Kaya. And they got ahead of this match. They led 1-0 before eventually Kaya responded well. Kaito Asano with the opening goal. What a signing he has been for Cebu after the mid-season window. Has scored so many goals for Cebu with 11. And he also has 6 assists. So he got things started off in the most recent meeting. Eventually, though, Kaya were able to fight their way back. Again, this is the Visayas Derby, a very heated game with a lot of history. Match number 134, penultimate match of the season. Later today will be the last of the season and our title decider, of course, to conclude the championship group and, of course, the season. Moving on to our team discussion, Dynamic Herb Cebu will need to sustain their effort through their 90. They are winless in round 3, which is not the type of record you'd associate with Cebu. They are one out of 2 teams still winless in round 3. Today is their last chance to change that. They've had games where they've performed well in spells, but it's about keeping it sustained for the whole 90 minutes, which they've been mostly unable to do A draw against Manila Digger, a draw against Wantigig, but a loss against Aguilas. It's been a mixed season for Cebu. Today, though, they could end their season on a high note. Our Shopee Cup representatives earlier on in this campaign were in the title race earlier on as well. Held that top spot but couldn't hold on to it come the new year. Cebu, of course, the only other team that has their own ground, and I'm been made aware that they're hosting a watch-along as well in that stadium in the DH Cafe, so shout out to everyone there. Here is their starting 11 for this afternoon. The last from Coach Glenn Ramos for this season. 3-4-3 rather on paper. Expect that to be fluid and dynamic during the game. A lot of star-studded players, but also some rotation. Seniza is back in goal. A rest as well been given to Rosquillo and Demiroglu. However, you cannot deny the undeniable quality that is still on the pitch. Makiling back into the fold. And of course, a lot of eyes will be on Kaito Asano. But our play to watch for this afternoon is going to be one of the local players of Cebu, Papu Corsame, their captain, the player from Cebu with the most minutes. He has to have a good performance as well if Cebu are to get 3 points today. Of course, Corsame, a very versatile player, very familiar to all the Cebu fans as well. If Cebu are to have any chance actually at getting all 3 points, you'd imagine a lot of that will have to go down to Papu Corsame. Again, let's take it from Coach Glenn Ramos.
Okay, good afternoon. Today's game is focused to win the game, even though we draw the last match, always draw. And the team is really want to win. No? So this is important game for us. This is our last game for this season. And I hope we are really happy to going home back home to Cebu for this game win. Thank you.
A win today for Cebu would be their first and last in the third round of the season. Now moving on to Kaya FC Iloilo. Actually, one of the better performing teams in round 3. Being a cohesive unit, however, is not something they were able to do, especially in their last game against Manila Digger. A 3-0 loss, which is their biggest loss since 2019 in the domestic scene. That is a stat they will not want to hear. Jing, if you're in the Kaya dugout, what has to be the message to close the season?
Well, you've come from a big win against Wantigig. I'm sure they were on a high. They were brought crashing back to earth with that disappointment against the Manila Digger. And it was all stemming from the fact that they seemed a bit disjointed in that one. So today it's just about staying together, finish together as one unit. And if they're able to do that, they will be able to, unfold some good things here against Cebu. Of course, they are defending champions. They've got 3 on the bounce. They want to be able to finish on a high and at least be able to look back at this season and say, we were the best in the championship round.
They are safely in third place. It would have to take an 8-0 victory for Cebu to actually have that reversed between these two teams. So virtually, they are safe in third place. However, as you mentioned, Jing, they want to end the season on a higher note. At this point in previous seasons, they were already either champions or on the verge of being champions. Here is their starting lineup. Again, a lot of star-studded players and a lot of players who could grab the game by the scruff of their neck. What stands out to you, Jing, about this starting 11?
I think returning to the back 4 that is more settled with Toyoda back on the bench might spell some good things for them in terms of their dependability in defense. It's going to be quite interesting to see where the creativity is going to be. Of course, they're going to go back with Shuto Komaki on the left, Julius Mirbach on the right. You're going to have Martini Ray, who I have been so impressed with, particularly in this championship round, leading the line. So I like that situation that they have up top. And in the middle, it's going to be Zambrano, who's going to have that added responsibility to be as effective as the unavailable Esso.
A return to the starting lineup, as you mentioned, for Shuto Komaki, who didn't start against Manila Digger. He's going to be given the full match, or as much of it as possible, by Yu Hoshide this afternoon. But our player to watch is a name you've already mentioned. Martini Ray is going to be the most advanced player on the pitch for Kaya. He is the player that Kaya will rely on for chances to fall to, and he has converted chances this season. What have you made of this former FEU Tamaraw?
I think he has really improved leaps and bounds over the course of this season, and it has really been impressive to see. Making the jump from the UAAP to the PFL is a very, very difficult challenge. To be able to do that with the defending champions is even more challenging, and he has carried that responsibility as well as the weight of being the representative of Barotac Nuevo, of Iloilo, and he has really stepped up to the challenge and embraced the responsibility that comes with playing with Kaya.
For one last time, let's hear from head coach Yu Hoshide.
Yes, actually we are really tight schedule, so hopefully nobody gets injured. Plus, we will show really good game for Philippine fans, football fans. So we will try our best today. Thank you.
There you have it, Coach Yu Hoshide. That just about wraps up our Kaya segment in this preview. Again, it's not where they want to be, but we can still end it on a high note. It's weird to see that both of these teams, your Shopee Cup and your AFC representatives from this season, next season are going to be spotless in the international scene, which is weird to see from these two teams.
But it's a testament to the league and the competitiveness that has transpired over the course of the season. I think it shows that the level of the clubs is improving, and that teams also need to be making their developments and their progress and how they develop their players and how they improve their clubs, or else the competition will catch up. And I think yun yung nakikita natin this season. No? Manila Digger, 1 Taguig, they are closing the gap, and in fact they have closed it so much that they have overstepped now and gone beyond those that usually were the ones holding the standard in the PFL.
Now we'll go to pitchside for our pre-match ceremonies for the penultimate game of the 2025 to 2026 PFL season.
Teams of CEBU Football Club and Kaya FC ILOILO.
Another look at your dynamic CEBU FC's starting lineup from Coach Glenn Ramos. The lineup he has entrusted to get their first victory in the third round. Can they actually do it? That remains to be seen. But nonetheless, dynamic CEBU, a lot of depth and a lot of quality on show this evening.
It's going to be crucial how they deal with the midfield threat, as well as how they address the wing threats of Kaya. So that midfield battle is going to be super key, and I expect Daniel Gadia to play a key role there, as well as Papu Korsami, who joins Janjan Meliza here in the middle. How does he cope with the threat of Shuto Komaki and Julius Mirbach?
A look at your match official. Chris Martinanyola will lead things for this match, assisted by Ryan Flores and Romario De La Cruz. Our fourth official is Chris Mel Cayabyab. The referee assessor is Roberto Hernandez, and the match commissioner is Miss Cristina Ramos. So there you have it, number 20 and number 10, your team captains, who will end the season with a victory in the Visayas Derby. This match already happened twice this season. Kaya won one and then drew the other. So it's a chance for them to either make the double over Cebu or a chance for Cebu to get back and exact some revenge. Here is the Kaya FC starting 11.
No Eric Esso, and I think that's a big miss for them. He is a great disruptor, does a lot of the dirty work in the middle of the pitch. That means that responsibility falls on Brandon Zambrano, and he's going to need to be on point today against a tough midfield. Martini Ray, Shuto Komaki, as well as Julius Mirbach will be providing the firepower up top.
Whoever wins that midfield battle will for sure, most likely at least, be on the winning side. A lot of Japanese influence on the pitch as well from both sides. That's an interesting outlook on the game. Kaya FC Iloilo will be kicking from left to right in their yellow and black jerseys. Classic yellow and black from Kaya FC Iloilo. They want to redeem themselves a little bit after what was for sure a disheartening performance against Manila Digger. 3-0, their biggest domestic loss since 2019.
This is unfamiliar ground for the three-time champions. They have been dethroned, and the power has shifted in the Philippines Football League. It's time for them to regroup, have a real good look at themselves, and try to figure out how are they going to come back and reclaim their throne next year. But it starts with this match. Can they end the third round being the best of the championship round? They have that opportunity here, but they need 3 points against a team that has proven to be very difficult to beat this season.
Two teams that led the PFL table at different points throughout the campaign. They would have wanted instead to be playing in the match at 9 p.m. later tonight, but instead they are playing in the penultimate game between 3rd and 4th. However, you can have that bittersweet ending to the season. I say bittersweet because they'll be disappointed that they're not playing in that game later, because these two teams want to be challenging for championships. Kickoff between these two teams. Dynamic Herb Cebu will have the first possession in red, kicking from right to left. Attempted long pass, looking for Glenn Ramos. Unsuccessful cutout by Mirbach, who started his Kaya career playing as a striker, has been shifted since to that right winger role.
He's got a lot of pace, Julius Mirbach. You can see him being quite a bit of a threat on the wings, with Martini Ray being more of a point man in front.
Long ball looking for Komaki, and easing up against Korsame. Crucial battle. Here's Ray, hounded very closely by Kapawa. Ball will stay back with Cebu. They try to restart. Here is Asano up against Diano. Diano winning out that time. Ball back with Mirbach. Goes backwards for now. Yamazaki back in center back in place of Tayo Toyoda, his compatriot. But Toyoda in particular was very targeted by Manila Digger.
I think this makes the back four a little bit more settled for Kaya. I think Manila Digger spotted the weakness in Toyoda and really exploited him in the last match. And although center back is not where we've seen Yamazaki thrive in the PFL in the past, I think he is relatively comfortable paired up with Malamanzoko in the middle of that defense.
Here's Ott, gonna make it stick. High boot from Zambrano on Asano. He's gonna give a free kick to Cebu. It's gonna be interesting what type of start Cebu have to this match. Jing, you've covered some Cebu games. They've started some games slowly, it must be said.
They make a habit of scoring late and turning up the pressure late, but it takes them a while to get going. And the way that I described it is perhaps it's just a bit of, you know, malaise coming from playing in Cebu for so many matches in that second round, where they typically started very quickly in front of their home crowd. But they don't have that here, that same energy within the stadium, and that same backing. But they did start well against Stallion in their last match, so maybe the tide is shifting in that direction now.
Cebu are actually the late game specialists of the PFL. 10 goals after the 90th minute. That is the best across the entire league. But you have to sustain it for the whole 90 rather than just playing well in spells.
And that's the danger, right? When you're up against a team like Kaya, they're so good at punishing you when you lose your focus, because they are just plugging away at you little by little. They're chipping away, and eventually, if you wilt, they will find the back of the net.
Good free kick won here by dynamic Herb Cebu just 3 minutes in. Crossing opportunity very early on. It's going to be the first defensive set-piece test of Cebu, or rather of Kaya. And they might want to do better from these situations, because against Manila Digger, they were a little bit fragile in terms of physical duels, especially up against Pao Usman Guy. They need to show better here.
This is one of the things that always confused me with Cebu, is that it's Willie Kapawa who takes these free kicks, whereas he looks like an individual who would be imposing inside the box.
Might actually be the tallest player on the pitch at the moment. So Yamazaki and Malaman Soko have a slightly easier job in that regard, but the cross is sent in, and Malaman Soko makes the clearance. Now, potential counter-attacking chance for Komaki. He has 3 in front of him. One of them, Melisa. But it's tracked very closely and back to the goalkeeper. Malaman Soko with a giveaway. Back with Cebu. Gadia back in midfield. After playing as a fullback in some of the games, it's actually Ben Ramos peeling out wide.
They tried to trick us again with a form that they sent in with Gadia in the fullback position, but we weren't falling for it this time. This is his most effective position on the pitch, in my opinion, where he's able to use that aggression to really disrupt play in the middle of the pitch. He is a nightmare to play against in tight spaces.
Kaito Asano winning a free kick there. Zambrano with the foul. It's impossible not to make the comparison. Kaito Asano and his brother Takuma Asano didn't make the World Cup squad this time around, but is a famous name in Japan for that goal against Germany in the last edition. Now, here's the other Japanese player on the pitch, Komaki. Tried to look for Melisa with the diagonal, cut out by Ramos. Kapawa. Gadia. Ball out wide. Well read by Casambre.
Marco in place today of Orimenzi. I think he's had quite a solid season, Marco Casambre. He's been unlucky with injuries in recent times. It's nice to see him get a long spell in the team, uninterrupted.
Zambrano and Gadia, the 2 number 6s fighting for it. Zambrano with the pass through the lines. Now here's Merbak, a chance to run against Vitualia. Goes inside. Merbak looking for Komaki. It was tipped on by Korsame, and now it's going to be the first set piece for Kaya. Turn of pace there from Julius Merbak there.
We talked about it being a key matchup. Korsame making sure that he understands where Shuto Komaki is running. And he was quick to close the door there. It was the slightest of touches to deny that ball to getting to the left winger. It's a crucial one, although it is a corner kick given away.
Ott, unsurprisingly, is going to be the one to take this set piece. Has 5 in and around the penalty spot, including the 2 center backs. The in-swinger looking for Yamazaki. Looping ball. Well claimed by Seniza, and he draws the foul as well.
Very impressed with Seniza this season. Some matches where he's really saved Cebu on several occasions, and you think he's not that tall, so you're worried about these types of situations in particular where he has to claim against a physical presence. Then you see, man's got hops there up against the Malaman Soko.
It's not easy to displace Rami Jaridi. Seniza, in fairness, has done a pretty good challenge. Former College of St. Benilde standout. Now Korsame. Ott. Komaki. Good combinations down the left-hand side. Komaki has an underlap, doesn't use it. Ott was trying to thread the needle back to Komaki. Too much traffic in front of him. Two center backs of Cebu, not the tallest, Jing, but pretty mobile and pretty good with the ball. Nice pass through the lines there. Makiling in behind, looking for Ramos. Overhit and And back to Dato.
Two options, Leo Makiling, to try to feed Ramos, or take a slightly more conservative approach in getting Asano out wide. I think he went for the killer ball rather than the more prudent one.
Ball back with Yamazaki. Being pressured by Ramos. Good pass through the lines, but Diano wasn't aware, didn't scan, didn't hear the shouts of time.
Wasted opportunity. Quite a bit of space there, Mardiano.
Corsame. Attempted pass through, unsuccessful. Corsame, a two-footed player, takes free kicks and corners with both feet. You love to see that type of player. Makes them harder to play against, of course.
Medyo nagmamadali lang dito ang dynamic Herb Cebu. Could do with a bit more possession of the ball. Specifically because Kaya are so good at doing this. They can starve you of possession when they want to. It will raise the frustration levels of your team when you're unable to express yourself on the ball.
Corsame unable to track that. Here's Komaki with the deflected shot. Good save from Seniza. It was bouncing in and around in a dangerous fashion, but he did enough to force a corner kick.
Medyo na wrong foot dun. So Joseph Seniza, because of that deflection, he made the adjustment well. Actually came off his teammate.
Seniza might have seen that one quite late as well. Good save from the number 23. Has another corner kick to deal with. 5 yellow shirts once again. To aim for Ott. Yamazaki off the line. Still in there. Merbach. Can he generate a shot? It's blocked once again. Yamazaki with the volley. It's out wide. Warning signs for Dynamic Herb Cebu. Twice in 2 minutes. They've been very tested and are a bit lucky not to be behind.
They dodged the real bullet there. I saw Yamazaki the entire time. He was unmarked. Look at him. No red shirt near him. He was a late entry into the box and nobody picked him up. That defense needs to be more mindful of the bodies that they need to pay attention to.
Seniza that time around came for a ball that was not favored to him, and Yamazaki could have tapped that in. It was a very good headed clearance off the line. Corsame, Kapawa. 2 players out wide. Gadia making the run inside. Straight at Diano. And Dato is going to pick this up. Patrick Dato, one of our representatives for the Philippine men's national team for the Tri-Nation friendlies. The other 3 from the PFL, from Taguig and Digger and Cebu in particular. Jaime Rosquillo, the other one, is on the bench this evening.
Surprised he's not in the starting lineup today. Jaime Rosquillo. It's good to see PFL players getting their opportunities to represent the country.
There was a FIFA window earlier on in the campaign where there was no PFL players except for a Timor-Leste player from Aguilas who made the call-up. This time there are more representatives, and that's what you love to see, of course.
This is what it's all about. I think the Philippines Football League, ito yung lugar kung saan mahahasa talaga ang Filipino talent, especially with the format that we had this year, where it's an 8-month-long season, and you get so many games under your belt, and not just any games, but high-level quality matches.
Challenges beginning to fly in between these two teams. In the past, there have been very heated affairs between these two sides, both at Cebu, at ILOILO. There's a lot of bad blood between these two teams.
It's great how this rivalry has grown. It's only been 5 years since Cebu came into formation, and very quickly they've established themselves not just as a player, but as a real contender in the league.
Konate Makiling! What a save by Dato. Malamansoko's clearance is unconvincing. Casambre made a better clearance. Corsame Still Corsame. Was he taken down by Casambre? Referee has a decision to make here. And it's a decision that Cebu and Glenn Ramos on the touchline is not happy with.
Contact was quite forceful there between Casambre and Corsame. But Kaya play on, and they're on the counter.
And here's Komaki into the other penalty box. Still Komaki. Switch, looking for Mirback, is unsuccessful. Corsame is still on the ground for Cebu. The referee is going to stop the game. That was a few seconds after Dato made a really good save. So Cebu sparking themselves into life here 30 minutes into this one, Jing.
It's a really good move on that right side. Good finish from Leo Makiling. Got it on target. You see here, fantastic move from Konate into Makiling, and it's a great reaction from Patrick Dato. But here's the moment that brought Corsame down. He's very tricky with the ball at his feet. He stayed aggressive here. The ball had gotten away. What goes against him is the distance between him and the ball. The chance of him getting to that ball are very, very slim. But it was a forceful challenge from Marco Casambre.
Well, we have seen those given in other places. Again, the referee tonight, Chris Mark Nanyola. It's a tough one because the ball was not in play. That could favor Casambre just a little bit. At the same time, I think Corsame's argument actually is that the ball wasn't in place, so the contact didn't actually need to happen. Glenn Ramos on the sideline was furious at our fourth official, Chris Milcayabyab.
It's one of those situations where if it happens in another part of the pitch, perhaps that whistle goes. Given the stakes, perhaps not worthy of a penalty from our referee.
Dato. Flip ball looking for Diano. Yamazaki is hounded by Makiling. Former Ateneo standout. Good transition to the pro scene, of course, from another UAAP starlet. That's what you love to see, of course.
It's nice to see him getting minutes here with Cebu.
And he is, of course, a native to Cebu. That's why it makes it a little bit more heartwarming to see. Mirback closed down very quickly by Asano. Two players who move so similarly, actually. Here's Diano. As Ray and Melisa in the box. Diano's gonna try to force his way through. Mirback couldn't make it stick. Now here's Asano. For sure, one of the signings of the season, Jing.
Yeah, he's quiet in a game until he's not. And then he makes the biggest contributions in a match.
Ray has Komaki. Finds him. Komaki! Great save once again from Seniza. It's becoming a personal duel now between Komaki and Seniza. And Seniza has made a good stop twice.
It's a very potent front line for Kaya. We're back at Komaki, Martini Ray.
Ball in behind for Ramos is successful. Ramos!
Wow.
Game opening up. Ramos might have had the best chance so far. The back line of Kaya expecting an offside flag that Dato is still asking for. And an offside flag that never came.
What you gotta love about football, you know, you can cut through a team and score a very intricate goal, and it's beautiful and pleasing to the eye, or you could knock it over the back line with one pass and be through on goal right away. And Ramos could have put Cebu ahead there.
Cebu with the wind in their sails. Kaito Asano taking on 2-on-1. And win a corner kick from that duel. Cebu with some life and with a spring in their step now. Here was the chance for Komaki. Forced into his weaker left foot, admittedly, but still a good save from Seniza. And here was that long ball in behind, direct but successful, Jing.
He looked onside, actually. Good decision from the assistant referee. but just could not hit the target there, Ramos.
Might have been a moment of deja vu there. Manila Digger created a lot of chances like that against Kaya, with Paus Mangay in particular running in behind, as was Kenji Nishioka. Similar to the way Ramos did there. Ramos will take this succeeding corner kick. 6 red shirts around the penalty area of Kaya. Ball sent in, looking for Kapawa, met by Malaman Soko. Ray unable to clear. Konate, Asano, straight at Dato. Nearly getting another goal against Kaya. Denied by the goalkeeper.
He's off balance. Asano was just leaning back a little bit when he took it. Both keepers now getting busy in between the sticks.
Ray unable to clear. And he is lucky Asano couldn't get his footing right. Asano, a player renowned for his ball striking capabilities. His first goal against Kaya this season was into the top corner. For those who remember, here he is again. Switch of play. Straight at a yellow shirt. Now, counter-attacking chance now for Kaya. 4-on-4. Merbak out wide. Komaki to the left. Here's Ott. Ray. Holding off his man. Just overcrowded. Tried to win it back. It's going to bounce out. And cleaned up eventually by Cebu. Playing with fire a little bit are Cebu, but they work it clear just about. Now keep an eye out for the runners. It's a high line from Kaya. A high line which was exploited by Manila Digger. Gadia, great pass through the lines. Asano is out wide. He tried to thread the needle to Ramos, who's playing as a midfielder but making a lot of late runs across the back line of Kaya.
I'm sure nabasa yan ni Coach Glenn Ramos, no? The way that Kaya like to play, they like to push their center backs high up onto that center line. If you time your runs correctly, you're going to have a big gap between that center back line and Patrick Dato. Glenn Ramos almost exploited it, and it seems as if it's something that they're really looking to punish at some point in this game.
Dangerous moment there for Cebu. Komaki. Ott, shooting opportunity. Blocked on side for Same. It's back with Casambre. Kaya slowing it down after a frantic spell in the game. Malaman Soko. Ott. Cebu not afraid to soak up pressure, Jing. Crossed in from Casambre. Merbak with the near impossible touch. Counter-attack possibility here for Makiling. Good turn of pace from Makiling. Malaman Soko did just enough.
You see there, wala nang ibang iniisip si Kaito Asano pagkakuha niya ng bola. He's launching it upfield, giving Makiling a ball to chase.
With the likes of Makiling, Ramos so far fancy themselves in a foot race against this Kaya back line. See how Kaya adjusts to that. Against Cebu, so hard to play through when they're in this shape.
Exactly. They're really good at soaking in pressure. Nakita natin, no? Winless pa sila in this championship round, but they are not a team that concedes a lot of goals. Yes, they've struggled in scoring goals themselves, but they haven't conceded more than one in the matches that they've played so far in the championship round.
A draw against Manila Digger, a draw against Wantigig. Very impressive record if you isolate it, actually. Two teams that will compete for the championship later tonight. Melisa, Ott, misplaced pass out for a throw-in. 22 minutes have flown by. Neither side with firm control just yet. Not surprising though, given the amount of quality on show on both teams.
It's been a rather open game, actually, with both keepers already tested on multiple occasions.
begs the question, which player is going to stand up for the team and have that clinical edge to convert? A lot of talent on here.
That's the key there. Diego just needs a bit more quality in terms of finishing. Shuto Komaki had a pair of opportunities. Glenn Ramos earlier for Cebu could not find the target. You had a shot that was a little too close from Leo Makiling to Patrick Dato. He had it a few feet on either side. You might have seen that back of the net bulge.
Casambre. Komaki through to Ott. Cannot keep it in. Finds Ray. Too much traffic in front of Ray. Now potential counter. Heavy challenge is clean according to the referee. Komaki here cuts inside. Fizz one across. It was blocked by a red shirt. Now Makiling. Can they spark another counter attack? Asano is the most advanced player. Kapawa. Switch of play. Looking for Gadia. Timed his run to an offside call.
I was just going to say it was a good decision to slow things down and to fortify the possession there in the middle of the pitch. And then Kapawa got it in Minadali niya.
It's another change, it looks like, because Gadia is at left wing. And Asano is one of the defensive midfielders. Interesting stuff from Glenn Ramos. We'll see if it pays off, of course. Okay, they've switched once again. Great pass through the lines. Melisa hounded very closely by two Cebu players. Yamazaki has vacated that center back spot. Diano has switched positions for the time being. Very positionless from both teams. Great crowd here in the Rizal Memorial Football Stadium as well.
It's great to see. They're getting their support here in Manila.
Now Asano, we know what Cebu want to do. Goes past Yamazaki and Zambrano. Yamazaki back at him. Nutmeg on Diano, but that was too far in front of Makiling. Asano, he just lights up whenever he gets the ball. Already played a good chunk of this season in Mongolia before transferring over to Cebu. What a player he is.
Just needed to release a little bit quicker. Decided he was going to take on that entire left flank. You can see afterwards, hands on his knees. Takes a lot out of you.
So many players on the pitch that could score a goal or create a goal. It could come from anywhere, to be completely honest. There's Ray, back to Merbach. Tried to cut inside. Gadia was alert to force a corner kick.
Crucial intervention mula kay Daniel Gadia. Merbach was trying to get it onto his left foot so he could fire it at goal. Gadia is so good at plugging the gaps.
Merbach with a sniff of an opportunity there. 9 goals in 13 games, not a bad return. Only 2 of those, however, came against a championship round team. So a goal today would be his goal against a high-scoring opponent.
Not a bad return. Although a player of his caliber perhaps would want a little bit more, particularly against the top 6, and here's a real opportunity.
Konate taking on Casambre. And Casambre, in fairness, with some expert one-on-one defending there, Ching. Forcing him outside and forcing the shot from a tight angle.
Read him like a book. Marco Casambre did not blink in that situation. He was just backing up, waiting for Konate to commit. A little shimmy from Konate. Casambre stepped in at just the right moment.
Zambrano, will it fall to Ray? First touch, just took it away from him. Asano stripped. Advantage is played by the referee. You can see whenever Asano gets the ball, he is urgently hounded by pressure. Switch of play, looking for Konate too close to Casambre.
The thing with Kaito is he's so good at being a controller in the middle as well for them. More withdrawn area in the pitch, but he's also their most deadliest finisher. So you want him in and around the box. At the same time, he's good at navigating the tight spaces in the middle.
And that is the argument being made by some Cebu fans. You want him closest to goal because he is a goal scorer.
At the same time, siya din yung nakakatulong mag-progress ng bola. So you need somebody to be able to fill in that gap. Either get a better finisher up top or to get somebody to help progress the ball in the middle.
Just under 30 minutes into this one, still scoreless, but chances have been coming from both sides. Diego Cordero alongside Ching Hamlang for this penultimate PFL game this season. 0-0 between Cebu and Kaya. Through pass, looking for Casambre. Overhit and out for a goal kick. Both teams just need a little bit more finesse and need a little bit more incisiveness to score a goal.
And it's incredible how Cebu have closed the gap over the course of the 5 years since their formation. You look back to just their second round, Patrick Dato saying Kaya would be pleased about getting a point away in Cebu under difficult conditions. How quickly things have changed, whereas that matchup, Kaya versus Cebu, would have been, on the end of Kaya, a match that they had to win. Heavily favored sila ngayon. Hindi na talaga. Ganun yung dynamic between these two.
Asano with some space. He's going to take on Mirbach. Cuts inside. Mirbach was adjudged to have illegally taken down Asano. Asano did well to win a free kick in a dangerous area. A bit clumsy actually from Mirbach.
Got sucked in. Asano just taking it away from his marker at the right moment, drawing the contact, getting an opportunity not only to get a breather, but to manufacture a chance here just at the edge of the area.
It's a striker's tackle, some would say. Mirbach having to track back. He is willing, but made the foul there.
Semi-clothesline.
Is it going to be Asano to take this? From a Tony Cruz angle. Kapawa there as well. To close the angle, shots taken. And he went for the Tony Cruz angle. But not quite that time around.
He's going to want that one back. Did not get a hold of it at all.
Aerial targets in the penalty box. A little frustrated that a cross wasn't put in. Made their way forward and weren't involved at all. Here's Dato. Not being given a lot of options, so he's going to go long to Diano. Wins his aerial duel. Here's Ray. Couldn't keep it.
Tough goal for Ray. Shinichiro Ochiai, as well as Naoki Takasu, keeping him quiet.
Pawa winning it back for Cebu. He is an old school number 6, just looking at his build and his play style. Konate trying to connect with Ramos. Yamazaki asking for some options and asking for some movement. He's not getting it at the moment. Malaman Soko's forced long. Mirbach has switched positions with Komaki.
Kaya has 4 pinning the back line of Cebu, but the operators in the middle are not quite there to help with the progression from the back line. That's where Yamazaki used to thrive, in that position. That's where Eric Essel quietly did the work.
A bit light on the bench as well for this evening. Ott finds Kumaki down the right. Diano back to Kumaki. 3 yellow shirts in the box. Melisa. Cebu do well to settle back into that low block. Triangles being played by Kaya, but it's all in front of Cebu and not through Cebu, which might be their concern at the moment. Merbak again forced backwards by Cebu's shape. Almansoko, center backs of Kaya having a lot of possession. Such is the shape of Cebu.
All the players inside Cebu's half now. See how deep the red shirts are. They are very compact. They're capped just in front of their box.
It's going to take some imagination, some movement, some creativity for any team to break down this low block. As you said earlier, Jing, they haven't conceded much in this third round because of their defensive solidity. In fact, the times this season where they conceded a lot were earlier on, but they've seemed to found that compactness that they've kept all throughout.
Players struggling here. I think it's Korsami again.
Just hit by that cross from Casambre. They won't want to lose. Korsami has the most minutes across the entire Cebu team with 2,030, followed by Villanueva, not on the pitch at the moment though, but two of those players, stalwarts for Cebu, 2 local players as well.
One of my favorite players this season actually is Brian Villanueva. Him alongside Korsame, they embody that kind of spirit, that grit na halong konting angas mula dito sa Cebu na alam mong kalaban mo yung dynamic of Cebu, it's gonna be a battle. And it's not gonna be comfortable. And I think that's the personality or character that they want to be developing for their club. And that's the reason why Roberto Korsame Jr. wears that armband.
They have a lot of those gritty, homegrown figures. That makes them such a charismatic team to follow for all the Cebu fans. Back in Cebu, got to enjoy a lot of home games in the second round. Were successful in a lot of those games, but against Wantigig and Manila Degree in particular, they were unable to capitalize on that home court advantage. And that might have been the games that cost them the title race.
Definitely very crucial for them. That is the nature of the league now. So many games up against difficult opposition. You can't win them all. You do have to try to pick up points when you can.
Attempted cross from Ott, looking for Ray straight at Senisa. Pace of the game has slowed down slightly compared to the earlier part of the first half where it was chances after chances. Kapawa looks like a very calm player in possession, so don't let his classic old school number 6 build fool you. Looks to be a pretty good passer of the ball as well, and he wants to get on the ball. Asano has an underlap, uses it from Vitualia. Yamazaki going out wide. Robust but clean from Yamazaki.
Got the ball, timed it to perfection.
Now Melisa between the lines. Ott and Diano with him. Ray, Merbak and Kumaki in front of him. Ott with the long shot. Pushed out for a corner from Senisa. Kaya had momentum in that attack. Nearly took advantage of it.
Those are the moments that they have the highest opportunity to score. It's numbers-wise a very equal contest when they make that transition. And things are very open. Mike Ott making the right choice there, pulling the trigger at the edge of the box. He has that range and that capability. He came close to opening things up here.
Janjan Melisa with the in-swinger. 5 targets in the box. Here's Komaki. It falls to him. Komaki got the power, but not the direction. And Siniza, if that was on target, might have been helpless, but it wasn't. Cebu survive another Kaya spell.
Still hunting a birthday goal here. Shuto Komaki is the right intention to lift that into the side netting. He's hit it clean. It just wasn't on target.
Komaki now permanently at the right wing. Mirbach at the other side. Asano up against Komaki. Great touch from Ramos. Makiling is running in behind in an offside position. Ramos just ran into traffic. Now Melisa, hounded by Gadia.
Yung mga bagay na hindi mo makikita sa stat sheet, but Gadia holding up Jan Melisa there really ruined that entire transition for Kaya. The reason why Shuto Komaki is now being placed in this position is because they want to attack Vitualia. He is less experienced, perhaps, in a position that is unfamiliar to him. Normally he's positioned in the left wing spot, and you want to get into as many one-on-one duels against him as you can. And Kaya will be rather disappointed that they haven't had that opportunity to really test the young fullback.
Konate trying to do the same on his side. Pass back to him from Makiling. 3 shirts in the box for Cebu. Makiling nearly latched onto it. Malaman Soko with a crucial intervention. Kaya survived that Cebu attack.
Experienced defending from Kaya. Yes, Konate got into a dangerous position, but walang threat. Nobody was making the run in the middle.
Speaking of runs, here's Mirbach holding off his defenders, who did well, in fairness. Mirbach maybe just lacking a bit of confidence as well. Started his PFL career on a blitz and then slowed down just a little bit. Makiling. Korsame, what a pass! Korsame ushered out expertly by Yamazaki. And that's a foul by Korsame. Out of frustration, it looks like.
It's great defending from Kaishu Yamazaki. Wonderful find from Gadia to get Korsame into a dangerous area. You see here Korsame being very frustrated and coming in hot against Kaiju Yamazaki. Fair play to the Japanese center back. No reaction after the fact.
Still no yellow cards in this game. Referee Chris Martinagnola has done a pretty decent job keeping this game flowing.
I don't expect Korsame is going to get away with many more of those.
Korsame, one of those, of course, tends to get a little bit feisty as well. Ray couldn't connect with Komaki. There's some miscommunication there between the two Kaya forwards. High press being enacted by Kaya. They're going to allow the two center backs to have possession. Here's Kapawa. Gadia. It's back to Kapawa. They're entrusting him with a lot of the build-up play. Vitualia has a runner, and Gadia didn't use it. Switch of play is on. Too close to Dato. Not afraid to go direct, are they?
No, I think it was the right intention there. Konate making the run on the opposite flank. Diagonal wasn't quite accurate enough from Kapawa.
Mirbach blitzing past Korsame. Got back. It's still with Mirbach. Melisa. Very closely guarded by Ramos. Mirbach could have crossed it in there, but didn't. Had numbers in the box.
More positive from Mirbach, though. That's what you want for him. Have the confidence to run at his man.
Yamazaki Komaki just trying to solve this Cebu puzzle. Because at the moment it's such a compact side. Look at where Asano is. Look at where Makiling is. Where Konate is, almost at fullback positions. Run in behind from Casambre. Will he keep this in? Asking too much from him.
Would have worked if it had a bit of backspin on it from Janjan Meliza, but it rolled out for a goal kick. It's those dynamic kind of runs from your fullbacks. It's going to be necessary to unlock a very stubborn defense from Cebu. I still believe the wing will be the key to unlocking this defense. And again, you need to have that courage and that bravery to take on your man, force the defense into a bit of a shuffle. In the spaces in that shuffle, you have to be able to find a teammate in the box. It's what they used to do, what they thrived on doing in the past, Kaya.
One minute left of regulation in the first half for stoppage time. Time running out in the first half for either side to convert any opening. That might slightly favor Cebu though as the game gets later. They are the late game specialists with 10 goals right at the end of matches. Tini Ray being hounded once again. So we're happy to allow the backline of Kai to have possession. Once it reaches a dangerous attacker, that's when they turn on the pressure. Merback, 2 yellow shirts in the box. Komaki is one of them. Komaki will get there. Good cutback. Komaki is furious that no one was there to tap it in.
He needs a runner at the front post there. That's why he's so angry.
Waved his arms in frustration because he did such a good job to keep that alive. Now here's Asano. Goes past Diano. Not past Zambrano. Janjan Meliza. Change of direction against Kapawa. Gadia, very dogged. Throwing to Kaya.
I love that from Gadia. He's that pit bull in the middle. Work hard, be able to get past him. Just before that play, from wing to wing, these types of movements are going to be key to Kaya's success. If they're able to get it from one end to the other, slide from the defense of Cebu will leave some openings.
Grass cutter from Malaman Soko. Great first touch from Mirback. Was too close to a defender. Mirback still fighting for it. He's going to go out for a goal kick. Malaman Soko there. How about that grass cutter? Nothing better in football than a smooth, sliced, back-spinning grass cutter, of course, Jing.
I agree, Diego. It's a thing of beauty. And I think it's something not done enough. It's just, I could watch two players hitting grass cutters to one another all afternoon.
15 seconds left before halftime. Either side could have taken the lead. Neither will, unless something drastically changes. But both teams go into halftime a little bit happy and frustrated at the same time, Jing.
Yep, I agree. It's going to be a mixed bag for both teams because andun yung mga openings. For Cebu, those openings in behind were available there. They just weren't able to take advantage. For Kaya, they had their moments as well, particularly from the flanks where they created opportunities. But it's been an even half of football, and the scoreline as of the moment reflects that.
Still 45 minutes for both teams to get all 3 points in what would be their season ender. At the moment, it's halftime between Dynamic Herb Cebu and Kaya FC Iloilo at scoreless 0-0. Diego Cordero alongside Jing Hamlang. Be back shortly for the second half.
Yeah, thanks so much, to Galilei. See you next time in the pitch. Thank you so much.
If you're in the Philippines, come out, come support the league, support your local players, come support the foreigners.
Thank you for support Manila Tigers, and next time ulit. Kung merong oras, punta kayo sa stadium. Thank you.
Thank you sa mga Mindiola, yung mga nanonood dyan, mga supporters, sa mga nanonood din sa YouTube.
Yeah, let them keep coming and supporting. We will make them proud.
Oh, thanks everyone and Wanta Geek fans and all that things for coming and watching.
Sa lahat ng Kaya football fans, sana tuloy pa rin kayong sumuporta sa amin. Hindi lang sa Kaya fans, sana sa Philippine Football League dito, sana supportahan niyo po.
Tara, CEBU. It's amazing here. We have to keep coming, keep supporting every club, every supporter. We have to go together.
To all my Mahalika family, yeah, thank you for the continuous support, everyone.
To the fans, I think this result is just for them. I think they are coming up to support us. I think we are giving all the best that we can so that they can come a little bit more.
Thank you all for coming. Hope to see you next game. Thank you.
We cannot go without the fans. We will always be there for them, to make them happy, to score, to win game week in, week out, so that they will be happy watching us and coming to the stadium. We want them to come out and support.
Hello, thank you for supporting Mindiola. Sana hindi kayo magsawang magsuporta sa amin. We train hard to get the last games.
All I can say to thank them for the support, the courage that they have been giving us, because they really believe in us, and we also have everything possible to give it back to them for what they deserve, and that is what we are trying to do. We always keep on fighting for them and give them the glory that they always want us to give them.
No, we're not going that way. Oh, now make it last. Make it last to the break of day. No matter what people say, live life in a fast lane. Double shot for the gifted, triple shot for the pain. There you go, drink it up. All this love in a cup. Yeah, we go slow, we go fast. Yeah, we can't get enough. We stay all day, all night, living in paradise. Remember, you don't get it twice. The time of your life. This is the time of your life. Remember, you don't get it twice. The time of your life. Remember, you don't get it twice. The time of your life.
full of chances for both teams who could have converted any. Neither did. If the second half is the same, then both teams will still have chances to convert their chances. Diego Cordero alongside Ching Hamlang for this penultimate game of the PFL.
Had a little bit of everything that first half. Some great chances from both sides. A great midfield battle. A lot of skill on the wings. But so far, ang kulang na lang. A goal from either side. We see here one of the better chances set up by Konate into Leo Makiling. Some great stops from the goalkeepers though, both from Siniza and Patrick Dato. And this is one of the other golden opportunities for Cebu. Weren't able to take advantage in the transition. Sano came close as well. Kaya had their moments. Mike Ott testing Siniza, who again has been impressive in between the sticks. Kumaki chasing a goal on his birthday. Those were some of the best chances of the match in what has been a rather even game. Yes, Kaya have had more of the possession, but they haven't really threatened Cebu with regularity. They're happy with their 41% possession here, Cebu FC. They've gotten 6 shots away, 4 of them on target. But both sides will be rather disappointed that they weren't able to make the most of their opportunities.
Two teams with contrasting game plans. Cebu a little bit more happy to soak up pressure and hit on the transition, while Kaya, of course, high octane, high possession football. We'll see which is able to make the first stamp on this game. There are subs being stripped and readied. We'll wait for confirmation if they are actually going to come on. But don't be surprised if there are subs, because there is quality on both benches.
It looks like Lucas Del Rosario is going to be checking in here for Kaya FC Iloilo. Interesting to see who he has replaced.
Still yet to see Martini Ray step onto the pitch. Might be a like-for-like swap in the final third. And it is Martini Ray, who has been productive for Kaya, but Iwashide opting for something else in the front line.
Yeah, a bit of a quiet evening for Martini Ray, although did a few quiet things right, making decoy runs, making himself a nice target man. Just wasn't enough to be the one leading the line. Needs to be a goal threat himself, and perhaps what sealed his fate was not making that run to the front post, which Shuto Komaki was able to cushion it back into the center of the pitch. We'll see if there's going to be a bit more dynamism in the attack now of Kaya FC Iloilo.
Kaya still hold the advantage this season when playing against Cebu earlier in the first round. A 3-0 victory over Cebu, and then it was a 1-1 draw in the Dynamic Herb Sports Complex. So Cebu have still yet to be beat Kaya. Kaya still unbeaten against their rivals. Will that stay the same this evening? 45 minutes for that to change. For Cebu, no subs. So Glenn Ramos is going to trust the 11 that started the game.
I suspect there will be some changes around the hour mark for Cebu. Likes of Kore likely to be introduced.
Kore, of course, has scored in this third round against Manila Digger. Late game equalizer. Komaki and Mirbach have reversed once again. Back to the left wing for the Japanese winger.
Just going to say one person that will not be able to affect this match is Abu C on the side of Dynamic Herb Cebu. That's unfortunate for them. Is a key contributor for them. And on the opposite flank naman, para sa kupunan ng Kaya FC Iloilo, malaking kawalan ang isang Jovin Bidik para sa kanila, who got injured just moments after entering the game against Manila Digger. And what has been, or what will be, actually what would have been his last appearance for Kaya FC Iloilo, as he announced just last night, if I'm not mistaken, that he will be departing from the club he spent 13 years at.
Diano couldn't control it. If it dropped to him and he took the first touch, he was in a good position. He keeps it in play. how Kaya would have loved for Bedic to come onto this game.
It's just such a shame that his last game would be marred in such a fashion, and that him coming off an unfortunate injury after showcasing. Oh, here's a chance.
Lucas Del Rosario, first involvement, taken down. What will the referee say? Clean, according to the referee. Yamazaki blocked. Well, the referee has been consistent with those type of penalty shouts this evening. Earlier on in this game, we had one for Korsame, but that was a talking point in the first half, and this one also a talking point as well.
This one was a little bit different as Lucas Del Rosario had possession of the ball.
That's right. And it
looked like he was just inside, Diego. He was just a foot inside the box. Was that a penalty? Wow.
Again, the logic goes, if that was anywhere else on the pitch, more likely we would have heard a whistle. Ott. Del Rosario, good involvements early on. Mirbach, Vitualia, not usually a fullback, was solid there.
Great intervention from Vitualia. Kaya on the ascendancy here.
Zambrano just about keeps it in his possession. Lucas Del Rosario's introduction has been productive in the opening 2 minutes of the second half. Mirbach, still Mirbach, trying to combine with Ott. Way too congested in front of him. Raising tempo from Kaya.
They need it. They need to be able to apply more pressure on this low block. And it's about risk and reward. Yes, you're going to be difficult to penetrate, but if you're chasing the ball around, it's a energy-sapping approach to the game. But if your opposition is not forcing you to run, then you'll be happy to stay in that position all day long.
Another penalty shot. This one might have been the most controversial one yet. Mirbach got to it first.
He had a long think about it, the referee. In fact, he wasn't quite sure. For maybe 2 seconds there, Chris Mark Nagnola, before waving it away. That was close. That's 2 penalty shouts now that Kaya have had in the opening 4 minutes of the second half.
Cebu just a little bit asleep in the second half. They've still yet to cross the halfway line. They might do so now. Makiling out wide to Asano. He's going to take on Diano. Has Makiling making the run. Uses him, but he couldn't control it. He's back with Kaya. Mirbach will feel that justified a penalty.
Might have a case. Him and Lucas Del Rosario.
Keeling once again trying to take on Diano. It's out for a goal kick. I imagine we'll get a replay of it now. Here it was. Mirbach got the first touch. Vitualia from this angle looks like a very lucky man.
Oof, missed the ball. Got all man. Perhaps it's the way that Mirbach fell that made Chris Mark Nagnola think, he's trying to buy this. Because the way that contact was, parang hindi natural na mahulog ka ng ganung way.
But there was contact.
There was contact. Was it a foul? Yes.
Again, if it happens outside the pitch, is the decision same from the referee? Kaya...
Outside the pitch, Diego, assault yun. Outside the box naman. Pag outside the box, yes, pipito dapat yung referee doon. With relative regularity. And sana makita din natin, no, yung kay Lucas Del Rosario naman. It looked like a player was impeding him from getting to the ball.
Cebu with Ramos. Good tackle from Casambre. Robust defending from the left back. So reliable in those situations.
Solid. Pinapakita ni Marco Casambre today at left back.
It's odd. Cebu dropping a little bit deeper. Del Rosario very involved since his introduction. Probably given the instruction to get involved in play, use his technical ability and passing range and dribbling ability as well in tight spaces to get involved, and he has done so far. And that's what you're going to need against a very stubborn low block. Zambrano has already scored against Cebu. He scored the third goal in that 3-0 victory earlier on last October. Yamazaki. Cebu again settling into that low block. Janjan Meliza has an overlap in Diano. And look how compact and deep Cebu are. Komaki, Yamazaki, better from Kaya. Yamazaki! Combination play nearly working out there, but it was blocked onside.
This is where Kaya need more tempo.
Here comes Cebu though. Corsame gets past Zambrano. Great footwork from the captain. Can he work out a cross? Has two defenders to beat. Can he at least win a corner kick? Wins a foul. And I think he'll take that, given the position he was in.
Bailed out, Roberto Corsame. Manzoko can't believe it. He got put in a really tight spot here, Papo Corsame. I think Manzoko was a bit unlucky there. The whistle was blown against him. Corsame looked like he lost the window to deliver the ball initially. Ultimately, mabibigyan sila ng oportunidad dito. Almost like a corner kick.
It's going to be Kapawa. It looks like he should be one of the aerial targets for a set piece to take it.
Exactly.
Into the penalty box, looking for Asano. He jumped, couldn't reach it. Ball back with Kaya. And it's not that often you have your tallest players or one of your tallest players taking a set piece. The only other time I remember that happening, Harry Kane for England. But other than that, you usually have your tallest players available for that aerial duel.
Let's make a convincing case.
Kaya. Yamazaki. Kaya with longer spells of possession in the second half so far. Not connecting this time around. Back with Cebu. Problem that might eventually arise for Cebu is that they're so deep in this match. Getting forward is going to take that extra little bit of effort.
And it's part of what makes this type of approach so energy-sapping. Kasi pag nakuha mo rin yung bola, nagmamadali ka to try to exploit the space in behind. More often than not, an attack is not going to be successful. So there's going to be a lot of running involved.
Great crowd here tonight in the grandstand of Rizal Memorial. I'd imagine this crowd will get even bigger for the final game. There on your screen also our colleague, Claro Manzano. He will be calling the game later along with you, Jing. How excited are you for that?
Oh, very, very excited. Incredible that over the course of 24 matches, we're going to reach the final day with the title being decided tonight.
Here's Komaki. Foul was called. And it did look like a barge on the back of the defender. Some words being exchanged in Japanese, but that time around it was a foul against Kaya.
He hit the crossbar anyway. Goes to show Kaya capable of exploiting the space in behind as well.
Player stepping off for Cebu. Step back on. It was Corsame. Here's Komaki now. Meliza, I think the forwards of Kaya doing a better job in the second half of getting involved. Oh, Meliza couldn't take it in his stride. That would have been a good way to run through on goal.
Looking a bit more dynamic in attack.
Here comes Cebu. Offside here. Contested by Kaya. Not called. Konate cutting inside. Makiling take on Diano. 1-2. Back with Makiling. Has numbers in the box. It's gonna drop to Gadia! Very, very, very close from Gadia.
Nobody more relieved. That one went wide of the post than Patrick Dato. He was rooted to the spot, hoping and praying that one went wide.
Struck it well. Struck it very well. And if that was on target, I don't think Dato would have reached that. I think that's the first half chance / shot that Cebu have had in this second half. So there's still a threat to Kaya, who need to be careful not to pour too many bodies forward in case Cebu spark a counterattack. Ot, Komaki was held and it's been called by the referee.
Nakita. Here's Mark Nanyola. Roberto Corsame barging into Shuto Komaki off the ball. See the crowd growing here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium, and rightly so. Last day title drama and what has been an incredible season of football.
Hot, Melisa. Again, too many red shirts in a congested part of the pitch. Free kick in favor of Kaya though, in a pretty decent crossing position. Just as you said, Jing, it's nice to see a huge crowd here in the grandstand. Busy time for football. PFL ending tonight with a climax between the championship teams. Champions League final at midnight between PSG and Arsenal. Tri-Nations friendlies next week as well. Of course, we have a World Cup as well. A lot for football fans to enjoy.
Hindi natutulog ang football. Tuloy-tuloy ang aksyon. Right now, it's at the pinnacle and its peak here in the domestic game in the Philippines.
Janjan Melisa and Ot over this free kick. In by Ot, looking for Merbach. Couldn't reach the forward. Konate, touch was too heavy. It's back with Ot. Out for a throw-in.
It's a bit disappointing there from Michael Ot. Just put off by Konate's run. Recycled the attack on that occasion.
Reaching the 60th minute mark, still scoreless. This is a usual checkpoint for subs to come in as well, so there might be eventually Diego Cordero alongside Ching Hamlang for this game. If you're just tuning in now, there have been chances, but none of them have been taken.
Good game, even game. Right now, it's going to need a moment of brilliance, a bit of magic to unlock this match, to find an opener.
Ot. Del Rosario has numbers in the box. Good block to cut out that cross from Takasu. Out for a throw-in. Del Rosario sub has been productive though, it must be said.
Fans of Cebu hoping they are able to thwart this corner kick from Kaya FC Iloilo because the pressure is building. Men in yellow starting to become a bit more dangerous to start off this second half.
In swinger, in towards the dangerous area. It's going to go out for another corner kick. It was actually a very risky clearance there, it must be said. Could have bounced anywhere from that type of position.
Good enough shout there from the goalkeeper, Siniza.
Ot's going to take the next corner. A lot of yellow shirts, but that corner is a little bit too low by his standards. Now, potential transition for Cebu. Ramos is making the run. Makiling is taking on Komaki and getting past Komaki, but being forced backwards as well. Look at that Trivela from Kapawa. Nearly successful, but the bounce actually favored Janjan Miriza. It's back with Kaya.
Make a run like this. See how taxing it is for the likes of Leo Makiling, Kaito Asano out on the wing, Ramos in the middle. Have to be more careful in those types of situations to keep the ball
well, with the trajectory that this game is going at, could be decided by a solo goal. If there is to be a goal in this game, in keeping with the trend of Cebu in the third round, it must be said, a low-scoring game. Ott in the pocket. Merbach couldn't control it. Still with Merbach. Zambrano from range got too much behind this one. It was always spinning away from goal.
Got too much underneath it. No real follow-through on the hit. Went to trouble Joseph Siniza.
Kapawa. Checking inside. Great pass through the lines for Vitwalia. Looking for Makiling, who's timed this run to perfection. Leo Makiling! 1-0 to Cebu. What a finish from Makiling.
Cebu fans going wild here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. Leo Makiling holding his nerve one-on-one against Patrick Dato. Beautiful finish to finish off a lovely counter-attack.
Well, you can have as much possession of the ball you want, but Cebu's game plan, imperfection there. What a pass to Makiling. We'll need to get a better angle of that. But the finish, there's nothing wrong with this finish. Doesn't go through Dato's legs. It might have done, calmly done from the striker.
Sambre looked like he might have been the man playing Makiling onside. From that point on, he was clear through on goal. Just needed to keep his cool, and that's exactly what he did. Leo Makiling, what a time to score for Cebu.
Cebu are getting close to beating Kaya for the first time this season. Time running out for the defending champs. It will be the last night that Kaya can call themselves defending champs. They've called themselves that for 3 years. What a run from them, but just wasn't to be this season. There's going to be a change for Kaya momentarily. It's going to be Odi Menzi, it looks like. Not an attacking sub. Let's see how that pays off. Ott. Lucas Del Rosario now playing as a right winger. Cutting inside. Yamazaki, left-footed strike, fake shot. Being hounded by Ramos. And it's back with Cebu.
That's what you gotta love about football. It's a game of moments. When the momentum was with Kaya, they weren't able to take advantage of their chances.
Osame is offside. That's going to signal the substitution. It's going to be a like-for-like change. Odi Menzi is going to check in for Cassandra.
I wonder if it's a fitness issue with Marco Casambre. He was only going to be available for such amount of time.
Komaki, can they spark a comeback? Ott, guarded closely, out for a corner. Good defending once again from Naoki Takasu.
Pick things up here for Kaya.
Seven targets for Komaki to aim at. It's a deep one. It met Merbach, but he was always unlikely to divert that goalwards. Goal kick to Cebu. There's a player down for Cebu as well. But if you're Kaya, you were just starting to pile on the pressure, and that's probably what makes it such a disheartening goal to concede. You were doing things right in the second half. You were hit with a sucker punch from that Makiling goal.
Napakasakit para sa Kaya FC Iloilo. Again, momentum was on their side. Weren't able to take advantage. Such is often the case. Made to pay. Don't take advantage of your chances.
Kapawa, very eager to be that point of distribution. Ramos challenging Malaman Soko. The center back does just enough and then plays a risky pass, but successful nonetheless. Now Komaki with some space to run into. What a first touch from last season's MVP, Meliza. Merbach has Del Rosario out wide. Drops to Del Rosario. Ott. Konate was tracking back. One pass too many, perhaps, Jing?
One thing you cannot fault Cebu for is being committed and plugging the gaps on defense. And Konate making such a long run to make sure he got there to deny that pass. Kaya were probing for a clear-cut opportunity. Just wasn't there. Cebu just wasn't presenting it.
Kaya are gonna need an inspiration from somewhere, from anyone at the moment. Cebu just winding down the clock. I think Ceniza wants the game to stop because of an injury. The referee's not gonna stop it. Ceniza is holding his shoulder. I think he really wants the game to stop. He's gone down off the pitch, but Cebu are gonna play on. And Makiling is gonna latch on to this. Has a lot to do. Cebu's goalkeeper is still down, by the way, off your screen. Sam is being told to stop the game.
You can see why Korsame played on. They didn't have too many opportunities where they could progress the ball with Kaya so open. This better be a serious issue from Joseph Ceniza, because they were in a very good spot to threaten Kaya. Must have been something unusual that he felt on his shoulder.
Jesse Real Semblante, one of two subs on the bench, has been sent to limber up beside the dugout. Rami Jaridi, the number one, is on the bench. It's going to allow both teams to have a momentary water break as well, with 20 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. I don't think Ceniza looks that fit at the moment. Hasn't gotten back up on his feet as well.
Real unfortunate if he had to come off. He's had a good game for Cebu. Could be a part of the side that gets their first victory in this championship round. Could be getting it against the three-time champions. He's had an issue here with the range of motion of his right shoulder.
If that was an outfielder, you could maybe soldier on, but definitely not for a goalkeeper. As things stand, though, Cebu would get only their fourth victory against Kaya in their history. They've played each other 12 times in the past. They've only won 3 of them, but very close now to another victory against their Visayas rivals. Ceniza is still...
It doesn't look right.
It doesn't look convinced at all that he can continue, and I think it's a look of resignation from Ceniza.
Gusto niya magstay, pero nag-aalangan siya na maybe he'll be doing more harm than good to his team by staying on.
Well, Jesse Real Semblante was warming up, but it's Rami Jaridi, former Tunisia international, who is stripped and ready to come on. 41 years old is the Tunisia international, but what an experienced player he is.
Fortunate lang na napupuwersa dito ang Cebu to utilizing a window. It's for a player who's done so well in this game.
Signed when their Shopee Cup campaign started, which started before the PFL. Played a lot of minutes for Cebu in the first round, in the second round and third round. He has been rotating with his other goalkeepers. He's going to get the rest of the season in goal. Unusual, you have 3 different goalkeepers play in the league season. Usually have a number 1 and number 2 for cup games, but rotation between all of those 3. Coach Glenn Ramos. Makiling. Just enough. Great turn from Konate. Ramos. Asasano out wide. Uses him. Here's their top scorer. Kaito Asano. Cutting inside. Thought about the shot. Goes for it. Didn't get it right that time around. Scored from a similar position against Kaya already this season, but didn't have the same oomph that time around.
Just wanted to curl it into the far post. Again, the technique not quite there for Kaito Asano. Doesn't quite click for him today. One player on the opposite flank has been quietly very effective for them, has been Konate. He's been central to a lot of good things for Cebu going forward.
Flicked on from Lucas Del Rosario. It's cleaned up by Cebu and they win a throw-in. Not much attacking subs left on the bench for Kaya. Bedic is on the bench, but he's also been spotted in crutches, which is unfortunate for him. Masindanan is the most attacking-minded player still on Kaya's bench.
He hasn't been playing, Sherman Masindanan. Hasn't been entrusted many minutes in this season.
It's a stayed in play. Asano is first to react. Then Ramos had the pass that was open. He didn't use it. Now it's Kaya's turn to go forward, but that was a huge chance. And the spare pass was open. Yamazaki. Komaki taking on Korsame. Goes the outside, works the cross. And it was a cross that just might have grazed the face of goal. Jaridi was careful. He's out for a goal kick. Still, clean sheet intact for Cebu.
2 options earlier. Pull the trigger or find the open man. Instead, delayed the shot there earlier for Cebu. Sayang yung oportunidad mula kay Ramos.
3 players down for Cebu. The most concerning of which is Kapawa, who has stayed down. There's a scuffle going on between Gadia and Ramos and Ott. From out of nothing. Emotions just boiling over from Zambrano. Not too sure what caused it. Born out of frustration for sure.
That Gadia is involved is the most unsurprising thing. Always involved. A little bit of tension somewhere. We're having a conversation here. Gadia and Ott. Gadia gets involved in Zambrano not having any of it. They've been getting involved in midfield battles all throughout the game. That's what you want from a teammate. Zambrano stepping in immediately to protect Mike Ott. Really, it's a whole lot of nothing there in the middle. There's a stoppage in the game. Mataas ang tensyon. Medyo frustrated ang Kaya. And sabihin na natin, kasama sa mga expertise ni Gadia, getting under your skin. He's just doing what he does.
Game will restart. Just under 15 left to stoppage time. Cebu are readying a couple of changes as well. Pawa. Dangerous moment there. Lucas Del Rosario nearly latching on to some lax defending. Jeridi was quick to bail out his defender. Kapawa's back on the pitch. Long ball in behind, looking for Gadia. Offside is called against the midfielder. It's going to be Brose and Corre to check in to try and see out the rest of this match. To try and shore things up as Kaya chase a goal. It's Ott. He needs to create something for his team. Komaki, Mirbach. Got the power, not the direction.
Rushed the shot there at the edge. Knew that opening wasn't going to last a long time. Needed to pick his spot a little bit better.
Another Cebu player has gone down. Wonder if this is related to their double change. Kaya themselves are going to make a double change. Some rotation as well. They did play last Wednesday, so there's some tired legs out there.
They're looking to push Yamazaki further up the pitch, add a bit of urgency into their attack. That's why Toyota is going to step in. Likely replacement, likely person to be replaced is going to be Zambrano. Brose and Corre coming in, it adds another dynamic to the attack of Cebu and some fresh legs as well.
It's going to be Maluman Soko to check off for Kaya.
Wow, surprised by that. Two defenders coming off. It's been all their substitutions. They've replaced the back line.
It's going to be a back three for Kaya. Well, they need to change something. And it looks like a change in formation from Yoshide. Kapawa, troubled by Melissa. Jeridi with the no-nonsense clearance. Here's Konate. Ott cleaning up. Kaya are familiar to a back three formation. Played it under Colum Curtis a few seasons ago.
Different set of players, though. Not everybody will be familiar with this, particularly this season.
And again, Jing, how they would have loved Joven Bedic to be one of those subs.
He's a game changer. He's up there in age now, but every time he stepped on the pitch, kumbaga parang kung sa baseball, closer siya. He's the person that you can rely on to impact the game in the final stretch. He's shown he could do that.
Yamazaki ran over to Yoshide and held up three fingers, asking if it's a three at the back. Yoshide did not. So it is going to be a change in shape for Kaya. Corner kick from Melisa. Yamazaki was in there. Ball stays with Kaya. 10 minutes to pile on the pressure in search of an equalizer. Melisa gets to it first. Jan Melisa tried to go for the long shot.
They're getting desperate now. You can sense it from Kaya.
Another player has gone down for Cebu. It's Vitualia this time.
Looks like a bit of cramp from the fullback. It's been a busy day for him. And he was pinpointed as perhaps the weak link in this defense of Cebu, but he stood up to the challenge.
Exactly right, Ching. He is the player that is most out of position in the defense. Did well enough there. Komaki asking for handball. Referee doesn't see it. We'll need to get another look at this because I didn't get a good look at it myself. Corner kick to Kaya. We'll see it here.
Looked like his chest.
with the delivery. Dangerous area. There's a foul in there on the goalkeeper. There's another scuffle. Core, Zambrano. A lot of words being exchanged between the two midfielders. Subs of Cebu getting involved as well.
Tensions are high. Cebu can feel it. They're on the verge. Something special.
8 minutes away from what would be their first win in the third round. It would be a bittersweet way to end the season. They would have wanted to challenge for the title, of course, but at least if they see this result out, at least they could end on a moral victory. They could end with a smile on their face and something to be happy about as they fly back to Cebu for the off-season.
They're always looking for silver linings in a long season. They'll have known for quite some time that they were out of the title race. If they can get one over the three-time champions, they could end on a high note.
I had a thought that Kaya used all their subs, but Basindanan is being readied in the fourth official area. Yamazaki, Komaki. Now having to do a job as a wing back rather than a winger. Ott. Again, there's just so many red shirts in that midfield area. Melisa, Ott, Mirbach, Yamazaki got in the way of Ott. Nearly spilled by the goalkeeper as well. Mix up there. But now potential counterattack for Cebu. Corsame has Brose, uses him. Here comes Cebu. They have one in the box. Make that two. Asano taking on Melisa. Asano! Straight at Dato. That would have been a really, really good counter-attacking goal. They couldn't convert. Now here come Kaya. Cebu slightly light at the back. Del Rosario. Still Del Rosario. And still Del Rosario. What a run that would have been. Zambrano. And the attack fizzles out.
What an exchange from these two teams. Game opening up. It's a bit stretched now.
Both teams with huge chances there. Sano with one. Del Rosario with the other. And here was that mix-up between Yamazaki and Ott. Before this chance for Asano, he always had one thing in his mind, which was to cut in on his right foot. Take a shot on goal. Mirbach has ended his PFL season, first season out of Europe. In his place is Sherwin Basindanan. What have you made of Mirbach's first season, Jing?
I think it started off great, then fizzled out a little bit. Perhaps in the end, needed a bit more in terms of his contributions against the top six. But I think you saw a lot of promise in him. Great work rate. Some really good finishing from him. Just wasn't able to manufacture too many chances today.
Mirbach is of Filipino descent but doesn't hold a passport just yet. For those who see him one day suit up for the Philippines. Keeling, as it stands, the goal scorer with the goal-winning goal, or with the game-winning goal rather. Offside there on Brose.
What a statement to make, Leo Makiling. It's been a mixed bag for him throughout the season. He's had a good one today. It's quite a statement when you're able to show out against a team like Kaya.
Some Fireworks celebrating the end of the PFL season. That's the reason there are fireworks. Nothing else, of course.
Aga pa. Baka testing lang.
Baka. That match later will be fireworks between Manila Digger and Taguig. Here comes Konate. He was adjudged to have stamped on Menzi. Free kick in favor of Kaya.
No bookings today. It's one of the biggest surprises of the night.
Even after 2 scuffles.
There's a bit of knee to knee there.
Zambrano, good defensive work by Vitualia. Basindanan trying to force his way through Asano. It's out for a throw-in. There's a strong FEU contingent in this Kaya team. It's been one of their sources of their players for quite some time. But at the moment, it's an Atenean who is the game winner.
Scored against a man from LaSalle, too.
Yeah, that one's a little bit, if you look at it that way, Salians will not want to hear that. No bias, of course. Anyway, here's Menzi. Again, Kaya just unable to find a way through this Cebu team. Janjan Meliza driving at the back line. Forces a corner kick. 88 minutes played time is of the essence for Kaya.
Certainly don't want to go out like this on the championship round. Having gotten 2 big wins. And then the last outing losing out to Manila Digger, then potentially losing to Cebu here.
Menzi in the directed goalwards. Kaya are just a few minutes away. Their last minutes as the PFL defending champions. It was a great run, it must be said. 3 in a row. 4, just a little bit too much to ask for this season. Not up to the standards, which are so high, but standards that they do set for themselves because of their history, of course. Next season will be a different test. No intercontinental football for the first time in a really long time as well for Kaya. Same for Cebu, actually.
Since 2018,
wow,
they have been regulars on the continental stage.
Begs the question, if they can put all focus on the PFL, what would their performances be like? Ott, hounded closely.
There will be a minimum of 6 minutes.
Keeps possession just about. Meliza. He was always trying to force a shot. But with so many bodies in front of him, it was never in a favorable angle. It's out for a goal kick. 6 minutes of additional time. If you're Cebu, that's going to be the longest 6 minutes of the season. If you're Kaya, it's going to blink by.
One team that will be looking at this with a close eye is Águilas Yumac FC. If this result sticks, they will be the team that did the best in this championship round. What a surprise that is. They snuck into this championship round.
On the final day of round 2 as well.
They could be the team that has amassed the most points up against the stiffest competition.
Menzi surveying his options. Chooses Fitch, Arboleda, Yamazaki now. Wide to Komaki. Touch and field. Doesn't have anyone to aim at. There's no out-and-out striker on the field at the moment for Kaya. Ott! Straight at Jaridi. Goalkeeper of his caliber. It's going to take a lot more to beat him from distance.
These are the type of openings that will arise in this low block that Cebu plays.
Corsame. Konate. Gadia. Wants Cornate to run. Konate is going to take that invitation. Rose didn't curl his run to stay onside. He wanted that pass earlier. That's why he's telling Konate.
He wanted it on 2 occasions, actually, when he was making his run. Stopped it, then went again. Still didn't arrive. When he was making his decoy run deep, that's when it was delivered.
It's a virtual 6-3-1 now for Cebu. Sudo is being readied as well. Komaki from range. Got the curl. Not the direction. Jiridi was always going to see that out.
Can't fault him for taking the opportunity. Space had opened up in front of him.
Komaki, the reigning PFL MVP as well. He's going to have to relinquish that award to whom we don't really know just yet. Was injured for much of the season. Question begs itself, if Komaki was available all throughout, would their season have been different? Lost a striker as well very early on in the season, Ricardo Verza. That might have plagued their campaign at the same time. Got to Demiroglu and Sudo, 2 players from Cebu's bench, getting rid of their bibs.
Shuto Komaki never really got going this season. It's really unfortunate for him. Suffered an injury. Of course, pag bumabalik ka galing sa long-term injury, hindi naman agad-agad na makukuha mo ulit yung form mo. Meanwhile, for Cebu, they also suffered from their own momentum shift in the middle of the season where a large chunk of their roster needed to be replaced. Perhaps that scuppered their hopes for the title a little bit.
Basindanan driving forward with Melisa. Melisa guarded by 2, goes back to Zambrano, through to Watt, takes it well first time, took the shot, it was blocked really well. Shini Chiro with the block. Dato asked the question, should I go up for this? Answer was no. In by Melisa. Will fall to Komaki. Opts to keep it in play. Back in from Komaki. Good cross from Komaki. Toyoda was closest to it, but Cebu survived. Brose taking on Arboleda. Arboleda back to Dato. 1 minute left in Kaya's season. And they equalize against their Visayas rivals. Switch of play. It's read by Corsame and Konate. Oh, look at this energy from Corsame. Long busting run from Corsame. Great tackle from Menzi. Del Rosario. Ott. Oh, great turn there from Ott. He's going to win the free kick. Sano might get booked as well for that booted clearance. Or not. So we're going to end the game, it looks like, with no yellow cards, which is impressive.
Clyde Vitualia just got sold on that dummy. Here comes the substitutions. Sano's coming off.
As is Leo Makiling, the game winner. 2 center-back figures, Demiroglu and Rosquillo, on for 2 attackers. So the game plan and message is clear for these 2. Get rid of the set piece and see it out. Rosquillo, of course, one of those called up to the Philippine men's national team for the Tri-Nation friendlies next week. The Philippines will play against Guam and Myanmar in this very stadium.
Last chance galore here for Kaya FC.
And player number 10, Taito Asano, is replaced by player number 37, Dr. David Rolo.
This could very well be the last play of the season for these 2 teams. It's Ott and Melisa over this free kick. Ott with the shot. It's bouncing. Jaridi with the winning save. Referee's gonna allow a corner kick. Dato once again asking, should I go up for this one?
I think you should.
Might as well throw everything at it. Zambrano will take this. Everyone up for Kaya except the goalkeeper. Arboleda! Couldn't connect. Corsame. Anywhere will do for Cebu. Konate with the nutmeg. Full time here in the Rizal Memorial Football Stadium. Dynamic Herb Cebu 1. Kaya FC Iloilo 0. That is the third and final Visayas Derby of the season, and it goes in favor of the Cebuanos. What a game it was, Jake.
Parity between the two teams this season. One win apiece and a draw over the course of 3 rounds. Dynamic Herb Cebu can end their season on a high, getting their first victory of the championship round. Meanwhile, disappointment for the defending champions, and the latest disappointment in a season where they've been dethroned.
Congratulations to the winners of match number 1.
Dynamic Herb Cebu FC and also Kaya, not in the place they want to be. They want to be in the title race, but it's Cebu who will go back home with a smile on their face. What a season for these two of the teams that represented us on the international stage earlier on in the campaign. Very closely fought game, but it's Cebu who took the one chance because both teams could have taken their chances. For Kaya Jing, where do they go from here?
Well, I think it's going to be a hard look at themselves. It's going to be a long assessment. I believe there's going to need to be quite a shakeup. I think this is a team that was built for success. They got that success over the course of the last 3 seasons, but I think the players have aged. The average age of this team is almost 30. And at this point, if you're going to look for improvement, you're going to need to reevaluate this squad and make some changes. And I expect without AFC football next year, some individuals in this roster are going to look elsewhere for their football. That means it's time for a restart for this club.
Well, Cebu, a lot of youth, a lot of energy, and a lot to look forward to for next season. But for this season, that wraps it up for these two teams. But it doesn't wrap up the PFL just yet, because later at 9 p.m., we have the big one between Manila Digger FC and One Tigig FC. Jing, you're going to be calling that game alongside Clara Manzano. But for this game, we're just about to wrap it up. Stick around for our Man of the Match interview, courtesy of Natasha Alquiros Dato. But for Diego Cordero and Jing Hamlang for this game, that does it. Stick around for the final. See you guys later.
Leo, congrats on being named Man of the Match. Cebu finally got the win in the championship round on today's last day. What can you say about the performance of the team throughout the championship round?
I think the team gave their all this round. I know we haven't our games this third round. I think we didn't win, so I'm happy that we were able to win our last game of the third round.
And this season has been one of the longest seasons in the PFL. What can you say about your performance all throughout this PFL season?
I think I think we had our ups and downs, but I think we really did our best no matter what happened. We kept we kept having our backs. We made sure that no one's left behind. And I think it's just about playing this beautiful game. And I'm happy to be able to play for my hometown Cebu.
And as a player that transitioned from the UAAP onto PFL, what can you say about your experience now in your first year as a professional player?
So I've been playing 1 year now in the professional league. Of course, it's different. There are a lot of very top level players, and I'm happy to be able to play against them. And it's been such an honor to play in the PFL, and I will really cherish every moment.
And lastly, what can you say out to your fans, most especially the ones in Cebu cheering you on, wanting you guys to get that win for today?
Yeah, so to all the Cebuanos, thank you so much for supporting us. I know we haven't won a game for quite some games now, but I'm happy, and we're happy that we're able to win our last game this season.
Okay,
so thank you so much for supporting us. I want to say thank you to my parents, my friends in Cebu. You've been such a great support to me, and I really appreciate everything. Thank you.
Thank you.
puhunan mo sa bawat segundong humihinga. Pruweba to na ika'y uubra. Ang puso iyong pakinggan. Pangalan mo kanilang tinitilian.
Pass for the goalkeeper, putting himself under pressure. It's the opener. Halike, will he take it? What a goal! Halike! And it's a goal. Bottom left corner. Opportunity for Philippine Army, and it is an equalizer. Fantastic goal. It's free on the right side, looking for the cross. Beto, and it's a goal for Want the Gig. Yoga takes it straight to the goal. First blood drawn. Could easily be pulled back, but here's Aristorenas, no offside. Aristorenas makes it two.
Mirback meets that one from Malunsoko. Shoots, and they double the lead.
Yamaguchi! What a hit!
There's an attacking chance, and the Águilas slip it in.